And we should be live. I'm just gonna give it a minute until I can see that you are indeed live with me. Welcome everyone. Apologies, I'm itching my feet. I'm in the process of being eaten by mosquitoes. Welcome. I cannot see the chat yet. Let me know if you can hear me properly. Let me know in the chat that you can hear me. And welcome, Christopher. Thanks for saying hello. Hi, Pauline. Thanks, Tish. Right, so we've got about 8 minutes before to start. We're just waiting for everyone to connect. Before I forget, there's quite a lot of background noise around here. So I'm gonna test the microphone again. Because remember, I've got two little extensions these days. So we have to make sure that the microphone doesn't get disconnected. Hi, Herbie. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Sarah. I'm gonna tap the microphone 3 times. Let me know if you can hear that, okay? Let me know in the chat if you've indeed heard it. It should be all fine, but I prefer to double check because it's so easy to get disconnected. Let me check. We've got 7 minutes precisely. You heard it faintly. You heard it. Okay, good. So that's good. Because if it wasn't on, you wouldn't have heard it at all, I guess. Perfect. Hi, Diane. And welcome, everyone. And Michaela is here as well. Hi, Christopher. Oh, I've seen you, Christopher. Hi, William. Perfect. Cool. So as some of you were with me last time, you might know my daily cap in terms of signal is very limited in terms of data. In India, I couldn't get more than 1.5 gigabytes a day. So hopefully that'll be enough. But if at any point through the tour it cuts and you don't see me anymore, don't worry, I'm still alive. It's probably just that I've reached my maximum daily cap. Because I've had to use a bit of internet today already, so hopefully we'll have enough to go around. And welcome everyone that just joined. We've got 6 minutes to go. Let me flip the camera around to give you a little glimpse of a view already. And let me flip around. So the sun has just set. I wish I could have done it like an hour earlier. It would have been a nicer light, but I think for some of you on the other side of the pond, it would have been a little bit too early. It's already very early, so we'll do it at the beginning of dusk, I guess. So we've got about 5 minutes to go. And I'm itching my toes. We've got quite a few mosquitoes everywhere, but even more here by the water. So we are in Kerala. You would have been here no matter what time. That's great to hear, Tish. You see those beautiful little cruises going by. That's going to be the last few because I think they're not allowed to actually go around after dark. Some people are sleeping on boats, but they have to stop. Hi, Julie. So we've got 4 minutes to go. If any of you were completely new to me, let us know in the chat. And if any of you are watching the replay in the next few days, we still have 4 minutes to go. So if you wanted to jump straight into the tour, feel free to do so. And if any of you were wondering why you're always catching the replays, how can you reach us live? The best way to watch the lives, it's actually to hit the subscribe button on my channel and also to hit the little notification bell. This way you should get a notification when I go live. No worries, Christopher, it's always a pleasure to share. I've just arrived in Kerala today, so don't expect me to know everything yet. We were in Goa until last night. Would I be doing more tours from India? Julie is asking. Yes, in a week from now. So I think next Saturday, the 4th, I'm taking you to Kochi. So that's a very, we'll go to the fort area, so that's a very historical area. That was under the Portuguese, that was under the Dutch, that was under the Brits, so there's quite a lot to see down there. And hopefully the signal would be with us today. I wasn't really able to check the signal, you see, because usually to check the signal, I'd go on YouTube and I'll be watching shorts very quickly. But if I do that, I'm using some of my data. I'm already very limited in data. So we'll just pray for the gods of the internet to be with us today. Laurie, Sarah is here. She's with me, but she's at the hotel. She had a bit of a headache. I actually went to pick her up in Dubai on my way here. It was the cheapest way, so it took me 3 days to get to India. I actually left Luton Airport to fly to Belgrade, where I had planned to spend the night on the floor at the airport, which I did 2 years ago accidentally because I had missed my flight. Little did I know they had redone all the airport. It was actually much more comfortable 2 years ago. So I spent the night on the floor, 12 hours, in a huge new terminal. I was the only one, just me and some cleaners all night. So then I flew to Abu Dhabi. Then I caught a coach from Abu Dhabi to Dubai to go and meet Sarah, and then we flew here. So it was the cheapest way and the safest way in terms of different companies, different constellation, different delays. But it took me 3 days to get to India. That's what you have to do to get here low cost. Anyway, let me check. 1 minute to go. And as you might have noticed, I'm on a little bridge. It's funny, a lot of people want to be on camera around here. When in London, they avoid you like the plague. Not everyone, but... Hi down, and welcome everyone that just joined. I see the numbers going up, so even if I don't see you in the chat, it's always great to have you along wherever you are. And let me see. It is officially 6 p.m. in India, so that's the starting time, so let's go. Let me flip this camera around and let me show you the view. So we are in Alleppey in Kerala. I'm glad to be here because it was a bit of a challenge to get here. We were not sure whether we had a train. We had paid for one, but it's not exactly how it works in this country. So I'll explain all that. But before, let me show you a lovely little. I am under. See this little logo there? I was looking at it earlier and I was like, oh, I've seen it before. Hello.
This one Gandhi logo.
Is that Gandhi?
Mahatma Gandhi logo.
Okay, because I saw it on the banknote as well.
Swachh Bharat means clean the India.
Clean India. Yeah, that's what I googled. I found the.
You're from?
I'm French.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was Gandhi. That's why the little glasses. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Because I was looking at this logo earlier and
Kylian Mbappe.
Sorry?
Kylian Mbappe, big fan for here.
He's a fan of Mbappe. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, they look almost like Harry Potter glasses. I didn't know what they were, so I had to I put it down on Google, you know, on Google Lens, because I had seen it. So that's the banknotes, that's 100 rupees. And you see, it's there as well. So I was like, oh, that must be something. So it's, according to the gentleman here, again, these glasses, it's government policy that tries to keep India clean. It's called, I think it's Swash Bharat Mission, because, well, there's a lot of sewage in a lot of the waters around here. There's also a lot of rubbish on the floor, but they don't really have a proper, you know, you don't have any bins, you know, on the sides of the roads or anything, because there's no public money to collect it. So that's a mission to try to keep it clean. Look at this beautiful street art. Welcome everyone that just joined, and let's go, because we don't know how much data we've got. So let's make our way down. So yeah, I was telling you about the train. So what happened is, as some of you might remember, a few days ago we were in Goa. So when I did my last live in Baga Beach, that's about, I think it's about 430 kilometers straight up north from here. And we did have, well, we thought we had a train booked to come down here. That would have been an overnight train, a long journey that started in 1987, a very old, quite old train. But the thing is, when you've seen a huge tree. Oh, that must have been on the other side. Yes, it might have been a rain tree. We've seen some this morning in Kochi. They're called rain trees. They're huge. They have a very large trunk. If any of you are tree huggers, you want to hug those trees. They're full of extra energies. So yeah, we thought, so what happened is when my sister booked it, that would have been nearly 3 months ago now, because we had to come down to Kerala anyway, because our flight back is from Kochi. She struggled to book it. It was very complicated. The system is very, very complicated, Aisha's. And eventually she managed. It's not very expensive. I think it's about £30 for the two of us. As she got the ticket, she got a ticket that stated RLWL 75%. Little did we know, well, we didn't quite understand that the 75%, that was the chances of us getting on the train. We thought it might be the chances of the train being cancelled, because a lot of trains are massively delayed here. But it actually, RLWL 75% was for remote location waiting list. So we had actually paid to be on the waiting list. So we didn't even know it existed. Why would anyone pay to be on a waiting list for a train? You know, because if the train is full, you'd think you wanna plan another solution. You know. So we were actually on that waiting list. We did kind of realize as we were in Goa, but we didn't know what to do, because obviously the flight tickets were 10 times more expensive, and we still had chances to get on that train. We didn't know if, well, at the time, like 2 or 3 days ahead, we were 7 and 8 on the list, which is not on the waiting list, but we didn't know if it was on the waiting list for the full train or that very section of the distance that we wanted to cover. We didn't know if we had to have people from that very single sleeping bed category, from that very station to cancel. So we actually went to the train station the day before. The gentleman was not particularly helpful, but he said we had very, very little chances to get on that train, and that we should know. So yesterday morning, the day of the train, early morning, when the train would leave Mumbai. So that would still leave us many hours to find another solution. So we were like, okay. And then we jumped to number 1 and 2 on the list, on the waiting list. So that was great. We had hopes. But as we woke up in the morning, the chart was still not done, so we were still on a waiting list when we were meant to know by then. So we didn't know whether we should cancel or wait a bit more or just give it another hour or so. And everywhere online it said that you should know 4 hours before the departing of the train from the source station. So that was Mumbai, and we were checking on Google and the train had left Mumbai, and eventually we were like, okay, let's just give up on that one. We're never gonna get the train. And we jumped in a taxi and booked some flight tickets from the taxi, so that's on our way towards the airport. Let me show you the view from here. That's beautiful. I think we're taking one of those tomorrow. I think I've just managed to negotiate with one of them. They are much more expensive than what we first expected. We were hoping to go on one of those boats that explore the backwaters, that are like houseboats. You sleep on them overnight. But they were actually a bit more expensive than we expected. Everything is expensive these days. You know, it's peak season. Oh, we got a little friend here. There are a lot of stray doggies everywhere. Hello. There are cats as well, but not as many as the doggies. And so yeah, no sleeping boat for us. We'll just go on a little cruise. But even that was expensive. The best price after a lot of negotiating, we're paying about $65, I think, for 3 hours. I mean, for India it's a lot, but you know, it's before New Year's. There's a lot of local tourism here as well, so a lot of those boats are fully booked already. And welcome, Ronnie. Welcome everyone that just joined. We'll go down to the other side, so I'll show you those very big boats that go overnight. Now I'm checking because there was a sign I wanted to show you on this road. Oh, actually, there was a flag I wanted to show you. I forgot. There was a communist flag. The state of Kerala, the politics are actually quite influenced by communism. So I've seen in Kochi, I've seen a few bits of street art with Lenin and stuff like that. And there was a communist flag behind me, but I must have missed it. Oh, that's the sign here. You have a lot of signs to tell you to go slow, or that tells you arriving late is better than not arriving at all, or injuries bring tears, safety brings cheers, or a lot of messages to tell you to behave on the roads, because it's a bit hectic on the road, and people honk a lot just to tell you they are there. So yeah. Julie is asking, do most people speak English? Yes, it doesn't mean that the communication is very fluid though. Because sometimes although they speak English, they don't really give you a straight answer. For example, with the train system, I mean, you know, I once had to buy a sleeping train in China, and I remember I cried in the thing because I just struggled, but at least they didn't speak English, you know. Here, sometimes you can be massively confused, although they do speak English. It just doesn't make any sense to us, you know, like those waiting lists and on all that. But yeah, most people would speak English, yeah. Not everyone, but I would say the vast majority, yeah, it's fairly easy. Now, you know, we talked about the Portuguese the other day when we were in Goa, because Goa was, of course, under the Portuguese. The Portuguese, they actually first arrived in Kerala. What happened is that, you know, we are just across from the Arabian Gulf, or the Arabian Sea, whatever it's called. And the Arabs, they used to sell spices from here. And they had, at the time, they had pretty much the monopoly on that trade. And the Portuguese, they wanted those spices, and apparently they've tortured some of those Arabs traders to know where the spices were coming from. And the Arabs said Kerala. So the Portuguese then came here because they wanted to trade those spices without having to buy from the Arabs. And when they first arrived, they landed in Kerala. At the time, you know, the Portuguese, they knew about Islam. They didn't really know that many other religions. And according to one of the lectures I've listened to before to come, it might be a bit exaggerated, but apparently, according to that historian, when the Portuguese arrived in Kerala, they found those beautiful temples. And in the temples, they found representation of a lady. You know, she might have had several arms, but they were like, oh, that must be Our Lady, the Virgin Mary. So they were actually convinced that those beautiful Hindu goddesses were actually Mary. It took them a little while to realize that it was not at all. Now let me show you those big boats. So those are the ones that, well, some of them have rooms and stuff, and you stay overnight. The first Portuguese to arrive is Vasco da Gama. I'll show you, next Saturday I'll show you where he's buried. Now, this is the largest part here of those backwaters. So that's what I'll go and explore tomorrow on one of those little boats. There are a lot of boats, but apparently most of them are fully booked these days. There's a lot of tourism here, but also a lot of local tourism. A police boat. Probably looking around for serial killers. We had a couple of serial killers in Kerala. A couple of so-called reapers. The most famous is probably Reaper Chandran. He operated in the 80s. Horrible guy. He was attacking people at night in their beds, many ladies, with a hammer. And he would steal their goods. And I think he had 14 victims in total. And he was caught. One of them managed to escape, and she hid in a tree. She climbed up a tree, and then she was able to describe him. Oh, there's a doggy there. Oh, actually, let me use that bin. You rarely see a bin, so I'm gonna bin my little cup. Oh, see, you see the logo again. So to keep India clean. We see in Goa, we saw a lot of the cows. The cows were eating from the bins as well. So the cows probably have a much varied diet around here than they would do in Europe, because they were eating literally anything, watermelon or any pieces of fruit that they'll find in the rubbish. I don't know, ducks around. No, I've not seen any ducks, but I have seen some. What have they? Erd. I've just googled them. Erd. Well, you know what? I should have a picture somewhere. I'll show you what I've seen. I'll show you. They're like white, interesting white birds. Where are they? I've probably done a screenshot. Oh, those ones. This plumed egret. There are a lot of them. They walk. They're quite funny when they walk. They've got those articulations on their little legs, and they walk very slowly. Let me remove it. You know what else I've seen? I've seen. Oops, sorry. Thank you. I've seen a little. An Indian palm squirrel, they're called. They're like a chipmunk. They're like a tiny squirrel, but they've got those lines on their back. Earlier in our hotel, we could hear some weird noises outside of the. Well, at first I thought there was a bird trapped in the shower room, and I went to check. It was not a bird at all. It was a palm squirrel. So very cute. Let me jump down. Bear with me. I had not seen one before. Let me show you a picture. I've googled them as well. Those ones. They're very cute. They're very noisy. Well, squirrels are always very noisy when they want to be, but this one was particularly cute with his stripes. Let me remove this. There we go. So yeah, you've got all those beautiful boats.
Behind. End of strike will be there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
So yeah, amazing boats you can go.
YouTuber?
Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. Yeah.
I'm on the show. You from where?
On what side?
You're from where?
I live in the UK. I'm French.
I'm also.
Do you want to say hello?
London. Hi.
Hey.
I'm from London, so I'm living Manchester.
He's from Manchester.
We too.
Cool. Lovely meeting you.
All right. So, what's your purpose?
Oh, I just walk on stream. Yeah, it's a
All
little walk.
But your mother tongue is French.
Yes, it is.
Français.
Cool. Thank you.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Nathalie.
Je m'appelle Gia.
Nice to meet you, dear.
End of from there.
Okay.
Can I walk around? Close up from there. End of the boat.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Yeah. See you later.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. See, there's so much vegetation growing in the water. It looks like you could almost walk towards the boats. Probably wouldn't, or I guess I shouldn't with the camera. And you've got, let me show you what I think is probably a fancy hotel in the background. Quite a contrast. Making friends. Yeah, people want to be on camera here. A lot of people want to talk. Oh, there's a beautiful way here. Am I allowed? Where does this go? Hold on. Should I try? Should I try to go down here? It probably belongs to the hotel. No, I'm gonna be told off. Let's go down this way. Oh, I'm not sure that was flirting. People have been lovely, actually. We've not had... well, yeah, I suppose we can say we've had one bad experience. We have been followed the other day in Goa, like properly followed. I don't think it was a pervert or anything. I think it was what they called the taxi mafia, the Goa taxi mafia. What happened is we left, so we had one night in a fairly fancy hotel, Christmas Eve, because my sister had a voucher because she's got to go into hotels for work. So we didn't want to book a transfer there because they would have been very expensive. So we walked with our big bags, and we had quite a bit of a journey to go down to South Goa, Parliament, and there were some taxi guys there. We asked, they said a ridiculous price. They said, I mean, it would have been just way too much. We kind of know the prices by now. And we left, knowing that there was no other option until the next village. So we were going to be walking with our big bags for a good, 20 minutes. And then this guy on a motorcycle followed us. He was not, as far as I know, with the taxis, but he must have been their mate. He was just coming on his moto, stopping, hiding under a tree, waiting for us, following us again, going back and forth. And it was actually a bit scary because we were in the middle of nowhere. But I think he was just waiting for us to get extremely tired and then send us another taxi with a lower price. And finally he's left us when we jumped into a tuk-tuk. So he couldn't follow us anymore, and clearly we had a ride. But that was a bit intimidating, and there was no way it was coincidence. I mean, he was definitely following us, but I googled it since apparently that's they used to be a bit of they call it the Goa taxi mafia. They used to be a little bit insistent, let's say. But apart from that, people have been absolutely lovely everywhere. Not any problem anywhere. I mean, people would approach you to kind of get you to visit their shops or their bar or whatever it might be, but no one too annoying. That might be the boat of our friend, because he said all the way to the back, so I think that's the last one. Tourist mean money, yeah. Well, especially here, I think Kerala is probably a little bit poorer than Goa. But in South Goa there were a lot of international tourists, so he probably was targeting them. I'm actually very glad we started with Baga Beach, because Baga Beach is very, very touristy, but domestic tourism. So we kind of got to see the real prices of things. So then we had a good idea of what to pay for what type of ride or scooter rental or whatever it might be. Let me turn around so you can see the lights. Oops, nearly hit a fishing stick. Today, this morning in Kochi, we saw some people that were fishing by hand. I didn't know you could do that. Are the river clean? Down is asking. Well, not exactly. This one doesn't look too bad. This is more like a lake, but no, we saw some disgusting rivers. This morning there was a little stream in Kochi, absolutely dirty. Even here you're not meant to swim because of the pollution. Plus they have some kind of water snakes as well. But yeah, no, some are not very clean. What are you fishing? What fish?
It's in Malayalam, koi, wala, rohu, katala.
Okay.
Kind of fish we get.
Okay. And then you eat them?
Yeah.
Good. Hello. I don't want to put you on camera, my love, because YouTube doesn't like children. Cool. Let's go down this way to finish the tour. I'm always I try to be careful. Sometimes kids want to be on camera, but you have to be careful, because with children, you want to ask permission, really. Trickling the truth. Yeah, I don't really know how they were doing it, but they were clearly quite successful, because hello, I see you there. Oh, a few of you. Hello. Yeah, I don't know how they managed, but they were like just bare hand, or they might have had some kind of a little. Oh, that's a church. I didn't know. Let me show you the church. So the spirituality here is actually quite interesting. So this is well, it looks like a Catholic church to me. In Kerala, the average, the percentage, they are about 40% Hindus, 30% Catholics, and about 30% Muslim. But their spirituality is interesting. This morning we went to see a yoga teacher in. Oops, sorry, I'm just trickling the cable. A yoga teacher in. Oh, that's good to know, Sarah. In Kochi. And she invited her into her home for a coffee. Outside, she had some Hindu symbols printed on her wall. So I was like, okay, she's probably Hindu. Then we got inside. She had on the wall a big portrait of what I assume to be a Sikh religious or guru or religious leader, with the turban and the long beard, because they don't cut their hair, the Sikh. And then there was a cross with Jesus Christ. I was like, okay, that's like 3 different religions. So I was like, oh, do you mind? Her name was Neetu. I was like, Neetu, may I ask what religion you are? Because you've got symbols from every religion. She's like, oh, I don't follow any religions. I was like, oh, okay, because I see Jesus Christ right here. She's like, oh, yeah, I love Jesus. But and I was like, is that a Sikh leader? Oh, yeah, he's published a book. I like his teaching. So I was like, okay. So she didn't follow any religion, but she kind of picked part of spirituality from all of them, which was cool as well. Probably the best way to pray, just taking all the teaching from all the teachings you want from any of the religions you want. So that's quite cool. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of the walk. I don't think we can go much further. We can maybe go on the little bridge there to show you the view again. And let me know in the chat if you have any questions before we go. I don't think I can last much further because usually at the time of Hego, 1 gigabyte was about 35 minutes. So I prefer to have time to say bye without being cut off. Edging your bet. I guess you could say that, yes. Anyway, do you guys have any questions before we go? If not, thank you very much for coming today. It's always a pleasure to have you along. If you want to see a bit more of India, I think it's next Saturday, I think it's exactly in a week from now, we're going to Koshi Fort. So that's about an hour and a half from here on the train. We did manage to take a train this morning. The train we took cost about 50 cents for an hour and a half. It was a bit tricky, but that was great to see the trains. Thanks, Pauline. Thanks, Linda. Thanks ever so much, guys. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks, Tish. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks for coming, guys. Thank Lynn. Thanks, Sansan. Let me show you my face again, my sweaty face. Thanks, Diane. And of course, I'll be doing a few videos as well, so you'll see much more of India when I go home. I'll do little video vlogs as well. $0.50, yeah. Let me show you those boats again. I think they're going home. They don't have any passengers anymore. They're just gonna park away for the night. I'm back tomorrow. Thanks, Tish. Thanks, everyone. Is it very hot? Yes, it's hot and humid. I'm sweating. I think it's probably about 26 degrees, but very humid and full of mosquitoes. So yeah, you're lucky on YouTube. You don't have the mosquitoes. You don't have the smells, so you don't smell my sweat. There are a lot of smells around here that are, some very nice, like masala chai, some not so nice. Sometimes there's a bit of, the little glasses I googled earlier. It's anti-public defecating, so you can imagine. But yeah, lovely smells as well, like food. There are some amazing food places, so hopefully we'll hola. You're live on YouTube. Cool. Well, thank you, guys. Have a great evening or a great morning, whatever time it is for you. Thank you, Pisas. And if any of you drop me a little tip on Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal as well, I cannot see them live, but it's always greatly appreciated. So hopefully I'll see some of you next Saturday, and if not, I'll see you the week after that. I've got quite a few tours scheduled, so make sure you check my live section and you hit the bell icon on every tour that takes your fancy. And if any of you were completely new to me, if you've made it that far into the live, you might want to consider subscribing to make sure you don't miss out on the fun next time. Anyway, bye bye, guys. Have a great one. See you soon. Oh, and have a great New Year's Eve as well. I'm not going to see you before that. So make sure you celebrate well next, I think it's next Tuesday. And I'll see you in the New Year's because I'll see you on the 4th. Bye bye.